Design patterns became popular after this book called Elements of Reusable Object-Oriented Software was published in 1995. This book was written by 4 authors. That is why the design patterns are also known as Gang of 4 Design Patterns. The book describes solutions to common object-oriented design problems. And it is the best book to read if you want to learn design patterns. However, there are a few things that you have to understand before reading the book. Many patterns are explained using examples written in Smalltalk, which is not a very popular language nowadays. But some patterns are explained using C++. If you do not have a background in either of these languages, then you may have to convert the examples in your own language yourself. Now, depending on your experience, this may be either difficult or easy for you. The other thing is that the applications that have been mentioned in the book that use these patterns no longer exist. So it is difficult to understand the real-life implementation of these patterns in existing applications. The other thing you have to remember is that the book is quite old. And since then, many new programming languages have been invented, and existing languages have undergone evolution. Because design patterns are so important, many modern languages have directly implemented patterns as a part of the language itself. And that is a good thing. Now let's understand what is meant by a pattern. The keyword pattern was coined by a building architect, Christopher Alexander. He noticed that buildings were constructed with a common pattern. He realized the reason for these patterns in the buildings is because these solve some common problem. The same thing applies to software development. So a pattern in software development simply means it is a way through which we solve some common object-oriented design problems. And these problems are recurring. They appear in every kind of application irrespective of their language or platform. Therefore, these patterns provide some suggestions, which are simply ways through which these common problems, design problems, can be solved. The developers can use these ways or suggestions as guidelines and then use them to create solutions for their problems. So here, I would like to stress one important point. A pattern does not give you a direct solution to your problem. It is not possible. A pattern will not know about your language, your environment, the framework that you are using, or the platform. That is why it gives a generic solution or a way through which you have to create a solution that matches your problem. That is why the solution that you create can have different implementation alternatives. And this will depend on the kind of programming language you are using, or the framework, or the library, or even the platform. So that is why, remember, you may not be able to apply a pattern which is given in the book directly in your code. So remember, the way a pattern is given in the book, you may not apply it exactly the same way in your code. You may have to change some of the components of the pattern, or you may have to tweak it so that it fits your problem statement. This is the catalog of design patterns. There are 2 ways through which the patterns have been categorized. One is the scope. Scope simply means whether the pattern applies to classes or objects. Then the other categorization is based on the purpose. This reflects what a pattern does. And based on this, a pattern can be a creational pattern, a structural pattern, or a behavioral pattern. In this course, I will discuss the structural patterns in depth.